Good evening, everybody. This is Kama with the online talk show Pursuing Your Passion. And today is a special day. Today is June 11th, 2014. And I am excited because today is my anniversary date. Today, a year ago, I started my first online talk show, Pursuing Your Passion, with my first guest. My first guest was Dr. Will Moreland. He is someone that I went to school with, and he is doing some great things in life, and he agreed to become my first guest, and I'm really excited that he decided to be one of many. Over the last year, it's definitely been changes, some great changes for me. I'm excited because as I'm talking, something I didn't even think about. I am live on my radio station, kamaspeaksradio.com. So if you see me moving over, it's just because I'm adjusting a couple of things on my radio station so that I can make sure that everyone hears what I'm talking about. And I'm excited. This is a blessing from God. To God be the glory. I didn't know when I first started where I was gonna end up. I didn't know where to take this. I just knew that this was something I wanted to do, which was to interview. It all started back in 2012 when I wanted to interview people that were a part of the real estate market, the crash, people that lost homes, people that were able to modify, lenders, other realtors, title companies, escrow companies, and I figured I would put a show or create a show based on that, those scenarios. And one day in November, I met up with a lady I knew from my previous church, and she was telling me some things that were going on, and I asked her if I can interview her, and she said sure. And I told her what I was doing, and I'll get back with her in January. Well, I went home, and the Lord told me to write it out. Write your vision, make it plain. And that's exactly what I did. So I wrote it out, and I wrote on my paper, I said that I wanted to do a show called Understanding Real Estate with Kama. And all I do is just talk about real estate. Well, January rolled by, and I didn't do anything. February came by, nothing. Finally, in April came through, because back in February, I met someone that taught me or showed me about Google Hangouts. So I was on a call and listening to someone that I know from Facebook. Her name is Pam Douglas. She goes by Aunt Pam. And she was talking, and she had all this energy. I mean, she was into what she was talking about. She was just she just had me so excited just hearing her enthusiasm that I wanted to do what she was doing. I was so excited about it. And so after she stopped speaking, the person she was interviewing with came on, and everything about them just really brought down the energy. The questions were just very blah. The next question was something like, so how did you do X, Y, and Z? And why this and why that? And she would go on and say, hey, I did this because of that and da-da-da-da. And I said, wow. So something inside me said, Kama, it is time. It is time for you to start your show. So I said, okay. The first person I called was Aunt Pam. Matter of fact, I emailed her or messaged her on Facebook, and she agreed to do it. But as days went by, the Lord told me that I have something greater. He said, you're greater than just real estate. He said, I gave you a platform that you're able to take this all over the world. You don't have to be stuck with just real estate and just getting a camera going around speaking to people. And that's where Pursuing Your Passion and how it was birthed. I was blessed to have 95% of the people that I asked to be on my show. I wrote down a list of people before I called them, and they have all been on my show. Dr. Will being one, Aunt Pam being another, a friend of mine by the name of Eric Seitz, Kareem Ellis, Dennis Anderson, Natalie Lamb. Those are some people that came to my mind to do the show that I wanted to interview, and they have all been on my show. I still have one on there in particular that we're still trying to link up. He's still going to be on my show, but I have several more that I want to do. This has been definitely a journey. There's been times that during my show I've been going through things just weren't going right, but I still had to get up here and interview, and still was able to get up here to speak to people, and they don't realize how much that did for me. I was able to meet some great people. There are people that have been on my show, such as Andy Henriquez, Ruben West, James Johnson, Jennifer Tooley. Those are just some people that have been on. I'm trying to think of John McClung. I'm going to get it right, John. He was on my show. So I've had some great people, inspirational speakers, motivational speakers. I've had ministers such as Pastor Keith Maddox and his wife, Tina Maddox, which she's doing something great with young pregnancy, young teens that are pregnant. I've just had some great guests on my show, and I'm blessed. I am blessed. I have to give a huge shout out to my business coach, Mr. Christopher Dennis. Christopher Dennis has been such a huge instrument in my life. He has been coaching me through all of this. I remember telling him that eventually I wanted to get a logo, and he said, well, just slow down on the logo. We're going to take this step by step. And because of him, I've been able to be introduced. I was able to get introduced to so many great and wonderful people. One of the people I was introduced to was Omar McGee. He has a preparatory academy out in LA called Executive Preparatory Academy, where he's helping some young people learn finances and how to build their businesses before they even get out of high school. Some of these kids have LLCs, and they're doing some wonderful things. He's linked me with Dr. Okoro Reles. She's a psychotherapist who is actually going to be on my radio show. She's going to have a spot on my radio station. And as I was talking to her on today, she told me people were listening into my show as she was on there from Germany, Trinidad, Africa. Someone from Trinidad that was a doctor, he played the show to people that was in his office. They sat down and watched Pursuing Your Passion. That is huge for me, to know that people from all over the country have seen Pursuing Your Passion. What a blessing. When I started this show, I had 3 viewers or 3 subscribers on my YouTube page. And to date, I now have 151 subscribers on my YouTube page. And I kind of moved to the side because in the back of me, as you can see, you have my my logo, which is Kama Speaks. There was a young man that helped me with my logo, and his name is Harry, and he did a great job. He designed my business card, because even in the back you see my business card. That is my business card. I was able to get a backdrop for that. It's just, again, it's just been a blessing, and I look forward to taking this show to even higher heights. I was able to interview Betty Yee. Betty Yee is running for state controller, and she is so close in the runnings with someone else. I mean, when I say close, the last I checked earlier today, she was at 21.6%. Her opponent was at 21.6%. When I calculated the total number, she's 43 votes behind. But she says she's not giving up. I talked to her campaign manager, and they're still pushing because numbers are still going in with mail-out ballots. I know when I went to vote, they had to mail in my ballot because I was somehow on the mail-out. I don't know how I was mail-in, rather. I don't know how that happened, but I guess I checked the wrong box. So they're still pushing. So, you know, good luck to you. May God bless you with that, Betty Yee. We know that, you know, you may be down 43, but in the next day or two, you could be up 200. We don't know. I've been blessed. I've just been blessed to be able to go on location. Christopher Dennis, again, he's helped me with my setup where I've been able to go on location. I was even able to tape his wife, Shanae Dennis, who's doing some great things. She has her book, which is called Slow Down, Baby Girl. That's her second publication. They were able, through their publishing company called Gap Brands, they were able to publish my boy John Thomas, who's been on my show as well, Inspired Word. I've had Sense Music on my show. I'm just naming all these people that was on my show. Had Sense Music on my show, who's doing some great things with his inspirational music. And then I had a friend of mine, her name is D'Angela Sanders, and she is doing some wonderful things with her youth and young adult at her church. She has a passion for young people, and she has definitely a gift from the Lord. She has been a real friend to me, praying for me when I needed it, when I'm not even thinking, she's praying for me. She's been there for me through so much. I've met her almost 2 years ago, and I can really call her a friend. And I thank God for you, D'Angela, if you're out there watching. But my show has definitely been a true blessing to show me that you can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. And when you have the Lord on your side, there's nothing that cannot be done. I am so appreciative of the love that I get from people. The other day, someone came to me and said, "Hey, I know you, YouTube, right?" That made me feel so good because someone watched a video of mine. It warms my heart to know that I have the support that I have and that people want to see what I have. The purpose of pursuing your passion is to push entrepreneurs, push small business owners to help them with their businesses so that they can grow and they can have more followers. I'm not a selfish person. I know that the show was created by me, directed by me, edited by me, but this is to help other people get their name out there. And as I continue to grow, I pray that you continue to bring people to me and I can bring people to you. In a year's time, as I mentioned earlier, I was able to start CommaSpeaksRadio.com. I didn't even think about radio. As a matter of fact, every time I talk to someone, they always say, "Oh, it's a radio show." And I'm saying, "No, it's not radio. This is internet. This is an internet show." But now I can say, this is on radio. As a matter of fact, this is my own radio station where I'm able to put whatever I want to on there. I don't have to talk about bad news. I can give informative information. Like I said, Dr. Okoro, she's putting all her information on there regarding mental health and just a lot of things that people don't understand when it comes to mental health and understanding the mind and how to help and guide you through different situations. I have some of my guests that'll be putting their material on here. People are able to advertise their businesses. A friend of mine, her name is Paula Saul. Well, she has a new last name. I don't know her last name offhand, but Paula, she does a Christ-centered yoga class. Never heard of that. Those are the type of people I love to promote because yoga is not talked about in the churches because they think it's something that has to do with a different type of meditation, and it's not focused on the Lord, but the Lord gave her something, and she's advertised on my radio station. And I know people have gone to her show, or I'm sorry, to her classes because of me. I've been able to link people together and connect people because of my show. And again, this goes back to my friend Christopher Dennis, who has been such a huge instrument. He is the connector. He's been able to connect different people in their businesses, and I follow his footsteps because he's such a wise man, and he's helped me along the way. And I thank God for him, and I thank God for his wife, and I give so much credit to them. I'm actually dedicating the show to them, which they don't know, but I'm dedicating the show to them because he has been blessed with such a great opportunity, and I know that God is going to see him through this and give him so much more in life. He and his family is going to be blessed, and they are blessed. And I know part of it is because they helped little old me even when I didn't have. And I thank God for them. So I just continue to thank them. So this show is definitely dedicated to the Dennis family for helping me push through pursuing your passion. Running in the house, trying to get online, making sure my guests are together. This is not the easiest job, but it's definitely fun. I've talked to many, many people on the phone. I've got to meet many business friends through this, and it's been a blessing. Some of the things that I look to do in the near future is take this on the road a little more, do some in-studio interviews, do some on-location interviews. A friend of mine, his name is Moses, he did a Southern California Gospel Awards, and he allowed me to be on the red carpet. And I was able to meet some great artists from there, which one is going to be a guest on my show in the next week. A friend of mine, Wyshandra Wright and Kim Price, they did a Praise and Mime talent showcase that they gave proceeds to a lupus foundation, and they allowed me to come out and do interviews where I was able to interview some of their talent that was there, and it was such a blessing. And I just see myself moving forward. I see myself on red carpets at the Grammy Awards, the NAACP Awards, the Oscar Awards, and some great parties and things that are coming up. I can see myself talking to celebrities. I see myself taking this to television. I'm working on a documentary. There's just so much I'm doing with just this platform, when all I wanted to do at first was just sit here and be able to talk to an audience and be able to share other people with my audience and to help people grow. And I'll still be able to do the same by taking this to another level. Again, it's just been such a blessing and an honor that God has even chosen me to do this. We all have gifts and talents. He's given us something. And you can take that one talent and you can multiply it. It doesn't have to be just one thing. I use my voice. I know I can speak. I know that I have a way with people, being able to help them out of situations. So from this is where I am today. Who would have thought? I thought about doing talk shows when I was younger, but I just didn't know how to go about it. I could see myself interviewing people. Some of you guys may remember Richard Bay and Jenny Jones and Sally Jesse Raphael, and I'm sure you guys all know who Oprah is, because who doesn't? And I watched them and I thought, wow, I would love to be able to sit down and walk around with my microphone and talk to the audience and interview guests. But the way I see it is that I want to not only interview celebrities, but I want to be able to interview those that are coming up, those that need that little push to help with their business, that know they're in that stage, that in-between stage or that breaking point where they know they just need a little push to get them to where they want to. And it's all positive. I don't deal with anything negative. If it's negative, I don't touch it, because I'm about positivity. I know a lot of things that's in the paper today and in the news and online. It's a lot of negativity that's going on. All the stuff we're watching on TV. You know, we see these people that have all this money, and I would think they would be happy and satisfied, but they still have drama in their lives. They're still divorced, and they're still unhappy with where their life is going, even with money. The Bible says the love of money is the root of all evil. The problem is they have so much love for the money, they don't have the true love for God, who can multiply that to help them. And see, that's where my love is. To me, it's not even about the money. The money will come. But it's about the relationship that I have with the Lord, that He allowed me to be able to sit here today on my 1-year anniversary of pursuing your passion and talk to you guys and just tell you how elated I am about the chance and the opportunity that I have. For those out there that are on the fence about what they should do and how they should go about it, God has given you something, and it's time for you to use it. I've said this too many times. You have what we need, but closed mouths don't get fed. I used to listen to Les Brown a lot, and I remember him saying there's a lot of dead talent that's in the grave. Don't leave this earth without you sharing what you have. I mean, it's just so much more out there that needs to be highlighted, and that needs to be praised, and that needs to be sold, and that we need. So why not give it? Don't be afraid. I was afraid at one time. I wanted to give up before I even started. In May of last year, I was like, oh, I'm going to wait because I don't have the best camera. I don't have the lighting. I don't have this. I don't have that. So I'm just not going to do it. I'll wait. But then I remember talking to Dr. Will, and he was saying sometimes you get to a point before you get started where you want to give up. He said, but you got to keep on going. And he doesn't know, or didn't know at the time, that that's what I was dealing with. I wanted to give up. But I'm so glad I didn't give up. I'm so glad that I pushed forward. And it just came. Everything just began to fall in place. Like I said, I started from here. I went on location. I have my website, which is kamaspeaks.com. I have my logo, which is here behind me. I have my business cards. And I'm meeting some wonderful people. I can go to a networking event right now by myself and not worry about who's around me, and be able to walk up to people and talk to people when I was very afraid, because I know it's important to get myself out there. I have no problem asking people, do they need someone to come out and interview? Oprah's out there. Yeah, she's doing the thing. She has her own television station. But do you think she started right there? Think about it. She had to start somewhere. We all have things that follow us. Many of you guys know that I've been through a domestic violence relationship, but that did not hold me down. It held me down for a minute till I realized I can use that same situation to pull me up, and that's what I did, and that's why I'm here today. So I'm just happy for what God has given me. I'm blessed. I had some notes. I'm going to check my notes before I end to see. I want to make sure that I got everything in here, but I just wanted to reflect on what God has given me. My confidence is built. That was one thing that I wrote. I used to be afraid to talk to people, go up to people, but I definitely have built a confidence. My knowledge on business situations and wisdom has grown, but a lot of this has to do with the fact that I've met so many people from my show. A lot of this has to do with the knowledge that they have shared with me. I've been given so much knowledge, so much product, so much material from people just because they love what I do. My name has been given to other people. People have called me and asked to be on my show. It really made me feel good because I didn't have to go out and get it. It came to me. But I still stay humble in all that I do, because no matter how big this thing blows up, I will never forget where I started. I will never forget where I came from. My heart will always be as big as it is. But I'm hoping to be able to help others take their businesses to another level. So at the end of June, I'm going to be ending my season of Pursuing Your Passion. And I'll be taking a 2-month hiatus, and I'll be back in September. And in September, you'll see some changes. You'll see more guests. And I'm still looking for guests. I'm looking for guests that has a big following. I'm still looking for my guests that are still starting out. But I need your help. If you know somebody that's going to be great for the show, I need you to send them my way. Help me build this show. I'm also going to be working on my documentary, which will be able to help push against domestic violence, and be able to give some of the proceeds of the sales to a domestic violence fund. There's a lot I want to do. I'll be doing some more on location. Today, I haven't made my full decision. Sometimes I get too anxious about things, so I'm going to share just a little bit with you. I might be moving into a office location where I'll be able to have a space where I'll be able to do some live in-studio interviews. And it's a blessing because it was something I was going to do in my home. I have a room downstairs. I was going to fix that up for my studio. But it's always better when people can actually not come to your house, but come to your studio. So those are some things that I'm working on. I'll be pushing KamaSpeaks.com, KamaSpeaksRadio.com. So I hope and pray you guys stay tuned. I'm not going anywhere. You'll still be able to see some reruns from my show. Just stay tuned to what I'm doing. I always take suggestions. If you see something that's like, Kama, you should do this, or you know someone that wants to donate. I'm looking for a better camera, more lighting, microphone. So if you know somebody that has something that you want to donate and help out the cause, I'd appreciate it, because I'm looking for all the help that I can get. Make sure you visit my website. I'm sorry, I'm sweating, it's hot. But make sure you visit my website, again, KamaSpeaks.com. Visit my radio station, which is KamaSpeaksRadio.com. You'll be able to listen to many of my shows. Actually, all of my shows are on there, except just the last few that I've done in the last few weeks. But everything will be uploaded by July. I thank you so much for watching. I thank you so much for your support. I thank you so much for spreading the word. I thank you in advance, because I know you guys are going to go out there and tell everybody about Kama. And just FYI, for those that doesn't know, my name is Kama, spelled Kama, and my name means inner love and beauty. I talked to my mom the other day, and I said, Mom, where did you get my name? Because now everybody's saying, why did your mom name me that? Well, she was reading a book, and the name was in the book, and it was a book about beauty, and my name, Kama, Kama, was in the book, and that's where my name came from. So as I was younger, she used to always call me Kama Lynn, which she's going to get back into calling me that because it does have a nice flow. But many people want to know, where did my name come from? It is a Hebrew name, and I thank God, because I was going to change my name, and I thank God I did not change my name. I thank God that I kept Kama, because I'm able to be different and be separate. Embrace what God has given you. Embrace your name. Embrace who you are. And thank you again for watching. I appreciate it. This is so weird because I don't have a guest, so I'm just going with the flow. But I'm so grateful. To God be the glory. I thank you, Jesus, for allowing me to be on this platform. And if it was not for the Lord being on my side, if it was not for the Lord pushing me and giving me the oomph to go forward, I don't know where I'll be. Again, to the Dennis family, the show is dedicated to you. I thank you so much for being in my life. I thank you so much for being such a huge instrument in my life. I know that you are not going far because you're a phone call away, but I love you guys. I love your family. I love all that you've done for me. And I pray many blessings, whatever I can do. Make sure you go visit ShanaeDennis.com and see what she has to offer with her books, Slow Down Baby Girl, and her other book, her autobiography. She did it in a poetry form, and it's going to kill me because it's not in front of me, but go check her out at ShanaeDennis.com. That's SHANET Dennis.com, and support what she's doing, her publications. If you have books that you want to publish, make sure that you reach out to them. But thank you guys so much for watching. Keep watching. I have a show on Monday. Keep watching, Pursuing Your Passion. And good night. And remember, no matter what you do, always pursue your passion.